Alright, what is everybody? This is Dr. Greenfluff bringing you finally another NBA 2K19 video. Today we're doing a little bit of a weird challenge, I guess. It's not really a challenge, but I put one Hall of Famer on every team, and I tried not to use any that were already in the game, though I ended up using, I think, 3. And those are Dirk, Tony Parker, and Dwayne Wade. I put one on every team that they used to play for, that they are on one of the all-time greats for. For example, Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson is easily one of the best 76ers of all time, and I figured he was probably the best fit for this team. For example, he's going to start point guard. We've got J.J. Redick as shooting guard, small forward Jimmy Butler, power forward Ben Simmons, and center Joel Embiid. I love that. I mean, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the rest of these. Here we got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the Bucks. Giannis is pretty much the power forward here. Brook Lopez off the bench. Chicago Bulls, they really needed a small forward, and to be honest, that could have been Scottie Pippen, but how could you pass up the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan? Or at least the greatest winner of all time, Michael Jordan, in my opinion, the greatest leader of all time in basketball. And we got Brad Daugherty on the Cavs. I felt like that was probably the best option, really. Him and Kevin Love together will be insane. They got 2 pretty good shooters. And Colin Sexton coming up. And yeah, they really needed a small forward, but I really didn't want to use LeBron since he's not anywhere close to retiring just yet. So we got Larry Bird. I moved him over to the power forward position, so that way we've got Kyrie Irving, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Larry Bird, and Al Horford. For the Clippers, we got Corey Maggette. So we've got Pat Beverly, Lou Williams, Corey Maggette, Tobias Harris, and Latrell Orrell. And we've got Danilo Gallinari off the bench. That's going to be pretty sick. For the Grizzlies, I really feel like the best fit for what they needed was a good small forward who could do a little bit of everything, and nobody really fit that better than Shane Battier, who I know is probably one of the less flashy members that are going to be added on these teams, but think of it this way. We've got Mike Conley, Garrett Temple. Ugh. I mean, he's not bad, but he's not really starter quality anymore. Shane Battier, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Marc Gasol on the same team. For the Hawks, I moved Dominic Wilkins over to shooting guard for the simple fact that we already had Taurean Prince, and I wanted them to start together. So we've got Trae Young, Dominic Wilkins, Taurean Prince, John Collins, and Wayne Dedmon. For the Heat, like I said, I tried not to do this, but there was really no other option that was good enough for this team. I mean, it's Dwayne Wade. And we've got older Dwayne Wade on here too, just to please everybody. We didn't take anybody off, really, of any significance. So we've got we got, I guess, younger Dwayne Wade, prime Dwayne Wade. So we got Dragic, Wade, Jason Richardson. This is another position they really need to help out, was the power forward position. That's honestly the one they need the most help at, but there wasn't really one I wanted to put on here. And Hassan Whiteside. For the Hornets, we've got Kemba Walker, Jeremy Lamb, Nick Batum, Larry Johnson, who I feel he'll be a really good fit on this team, and he'll be alongside Cody Zeller. For the Jazz, we added John Stockton, so we got him, Donovan Mitchell, Joe Ingles, Derek Favors, and Rudy Gobert. And I feel like this team is insane because Rubio is going to be a great leader off the bench. We got Cephalosha and Jay Crowder. I feel like this is going to be really good. I think the Jazz is going to surprise a lot of people this year. So here we go. We've got the Kings. We added Mitch Richmond. We moved him over to the small forward position. We've got De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Mitch Richmond, Marvin Bagley III, and Willie Cauley-Stein. And we got Zebo, but that's the younger Bogdanovich brother off the bench. For the Knicks, we added Walt Frazier. I feel like there was really no other option here. Yes, we could have added Patrick Ewing, and that was very tempting. I was definitely thinking about that, but think about it this way. We've got Walt Frazier, Tim Hardaway Jr., Kevin Knox, Porzingis, and Enes Kanter. I mean, I think that's pretty good. Like, you can't say Walt Frazier isn't exactly what this team needed. So for the Lakers, they, along with the Warriors, they really didn't need an extra person, but they got it. For them, they really either needed a shooting guard or a center. So yes, I could have picked Kobe, but I feel like Shaq in modern NBA would take over even more possibly than he used to. I mean, I think him and LeBron next to each other will be insane. Plus, he's surrounded by good shooters and Brandon Ingram and Kyle Kuzma, and a pretty good assist man, Alonzo Ball. So, I mean, I think this is going to be really good. We've got Josh Hart, Joe McGee, and Rondo off the bench. I mean, they're just looking good. They're looking really nice. The Magic, I felt like the best thing they needed was a point guard. They definitely needed a point guard. So we've got Penny Hardaway as their Hall of Famer, Evan Fournier, Jonathan Isaac, Aaron Gordon, and Nikola Vucevic. And we still got Mohamed Bamba off the bench. For the Mavericks, like I said, I tried not to do this, but here's the second of the three that I can remember anyway, that I added on here of current NBA players, and I had them in their prime forms. So here is Dirk. So we've got Dennis Smith Jr., Luka Doncic, Harrison Barnes, Dirk, and DeAndre Jordan. And we've got older Dirk off the bench, along with Wes Matthews, Dwight Powell, and others. For the Nets, come on, you knew it had to be either him or Jason Kidd. And you know, Jason Kidd alongside D'Angelo Russell would be insane. But I feel like this is what the team needed the most. They needed a good small forward who could live at everything on the team. And that's going to be Dr. J, Julius Erving. So we've got Spencer Dinwiddie, D'Angelo Russell with Karis LeVert off the bench, Julius Erving, and Vontae Hollis Jefferson, who is a small power forward. I mean, if he's big enough now to roll with that position, go for it. And we've got Jarrett Allen as our center. And for the Nuggets, I really feel like Alex English is the best fit here. I probably would have went with Melo if he was a little bit closer to retiring. I mean, he actually might be during, all this nonsense that's going on revolving him around right now. But who knows for sure? He'll probably end up signing with somebody. But I really feel like that's what they needed. Somebody who's a really good shooter. Yeah, he could improve at the three-point spot, but he's just a really good all-around NBA Hall of Famer. So we've got Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, Alex English, Paul Millsap, and Nikola Jokic. And I think that team is pretty insane because you got to think you still have Isaiah Thomas, Will Barton, Trey Lyles, Michael Porter Jr., and Mason Plumlee off the bench. What was that? Yeah, Mason Plumlee. I was just making sure I wasn't mixing up my Plumlee brothers. There are only 3 of them, at least. But okay, for the Pacers, I feel like the best option for them was to get Jermaine O'Neal. I think he's such an underrated Hall of Famer. And even though they have Domantas Sabonis, which is a good fit for them, I feel like him coming off the bench is even more dangerous. Because now you have a starting lineup of Darren Collison, Victor Oladipo, Bojan Bogdanovic, a really, really good three-point shooter, Jermaine O'Neal, a great all-around center, or power forward, and Miles Turner, a pretty good center who's up and coming. And we've also got Domantas Sabonis and Tyreek Evans off the bench, and Thaddeus Young, can't forget about him. For the Pelicans, I got Baron Davis. I really feel like they really needed a point guard, and this probably would have been Chris Paul, like I said, if he was closer to retiring. So we've got Baron Davis, Drew Holiday, Etuan Moore, which, yes, that's another position they really need help with, Nikola Mirotic or Julius Randle, and Anthony Davis. For the Pistons, I had to add Joe Dumars. I mean, I think he's just perfect for what they need. He's an incredible shooter. Probably one of the most underrated shooters of all time. Joe Dumars, he was back on those bad boy Detroit days. And we've got him. We've got Reggie Jackson and Joe Dumars. Glenn Robinson III, again, someone they could have also used help with as a small forward. And Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond. For the Raptors, I really feel like there was only one option for this team, and it was Vince Carter. Okay, so I guess technically he is also still active, kind of, in the NBA. But, okay, so that makes 4 people. We include Tony Parker, which we'll get to in a sec. But Vince Carter absolutely had to throw in prime Vince Carter on this team. I think that he's going to be insane along with Kyle Lowry and Kawhi Leonard. So we're going to go over who we've got so far on the Raptors. We've got Kyle Lowry, Vince Carter, Kawhi Leonard, Pascal Siakam, Jonas Valanciunas. So we've got Serge Ibaka off the bench. That hurts for me to see that, but we've got Danny Green. I feel like they just disrespected him with that 76 overall. But sorry, I've always been a Danny Green fan. But for the Rockets, it had to be T-Mac. I think they really needed a good small forward who can take over a game at some point, and even can lead the team, be a good leader alongside James Harden and Chris Paul. And I think that's exactly what T-Mac can do. Now, he is a little bit small in weight for a small forward, but he is tall enough, and he's got a little bit of length on him as well, and I think he can do a little bit of everything. So we've got Chris Paul, James Harden, T-Mac, P.J. Tucker, who is also a small power forward, and Clint Capella. And we've got Eric Gordon and Nene off the bench. For the Spurs, like I said, I told you guys this was coming. Tony Parker. Absolutely had to be Tony Parker. I think he is exactly what this team needed. I was really, really tempted to do Tim Duncan and just put him alongside LaMarcus Aldridge and have Pau Gasol come off the bench. That would have been perfectly fine with me, but look at who... Okay, we got DeJounte Murray, who is up and coming, but he's not even an 80 overall yet. And then under that, we've got Patty Mills and Derek White. I mean, Derek White's young, has some potential to him. We'll see how far that goes, but Patty Mills, he's declining. He's declining. And don't get me wrong, he can have some good games, but he's declining. So we've got Tony Parker, DeMar DeRozan. I feel like, they don't shoot great together, but they're going to be really good. Rudy Gay will be a really good shooter for this team. And LaMarcus Aldridge and Pau Gasol with DeJounte Murray and others off the bench. So now the Suns, and it had to be Steve Nash. Had to be. I mean, I guess it could have been Amari Stoudemire. I guess it really could have been Amari Stoudemire. But just how good this is. They really didn't need a point guard or a power forward. So, Steve Nash. Man, it had to be Steve Nash. Him and Devin Booker will tear up the league here. They have also got TJ Warren, either Ryan Anderson or Dragon Bender, and DeAndre Ayton. So, that team's looking really good. For the Thunder, to me, this is a no-brainer. I feel like putting someone who's a really good shooter and a decent defender on the perimeter alongside Russell Westbrook and Paul George is exactly what they needed. So we've got Russell Westbrook, Ray Allen, Paul George, Jeremy Grant. I know it's kind of an odd fit for them. I still think they need a better power forward. I'm not going to mess with that, though. And our starting center, Steven Adams, will be like Dennis Schroeder, Nerlens Noel, Andre Roberson off the bench. For the Timberwolves, you had to know it was KG. You had to have known it was KG. There was nobody else this could have been. So we've got Derrick Rose, Andrew Wiggins, Robert Covington, who is very, very underrated, in fact, and Kevin Garnett with Karl Anthony Towns. This team's going to be good. We got Jeff Teague, Dario Saric, Taj Gibson, Gorgie Jang, Tyus Jones, and others off the bench. I think it's going to be pretty insane. And we got the Trailblazers, and I think Clyde originally was a shooting guard / small forward. I moved him over to the small forward / shooting guard positions. Probably more primary is small forward, secondary shooting guard. And I think that's exactly what they needed. Someone who can do a little bit of everything. Someone who could be a good leader on this team. So we've got Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, Clyde Drexler, Al-Farouq Aminu, kind of an odd power forward, but it's kind of the same thing as Clyde Drexler. He's a little bit of everything. And then we've got Jusuf Nurkic with Zach Collins not too far behind. We got Evan Turner, Nick Stauskas, and others off the bench. And the Warriors, our second to last team here. And they didn't really need anybody. I mean, they're the Warriors. Come on. They're already broken. But I feel like if they were going to have somebody, it'd be Wilt. How could you go over easily one of the best players of all time, Wilt Chamberlain? Wilt Chamberlain. Alright, Wilt Chamberlain. I just gotta say it, man. Wilt Chamberlain. Alright, so we got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and Wilt Chamberlain with DeMarcus Cousins, who I'm assuming is going to be Sixth Man of the Year. We've got Iggy, Jonas Jerebko, and others off the bench. And here we go, the Washington Wizards, and Elvin Hayes felt like the guy who was really, really perfect for what they needed. They needed a really good point. They really needed a good power forward. They desperately needed a good power forward. So we got down John Wall, Bradley Beal, Otto Porter, Elvin Hayes, and Dwight Howard. And off the bench we got Jeff Green, Markieff Morris, Kelly Oubre Jr., Austin Rivers, and others. And I think when you think about it, this team, I mean, these teams are going to be insane regardless. So I'm just really curious about how these guys are going to turn out. And I think since I think the Jazz is going to be a really big upset, a really big shocker this year, I'm going to simulate with them. So let's go ahead and start simulation. Alright, so if anybody was curious, here were the All-Star teams this year. It looks like for Team Michael, they named after Michael Jordan, obviously, and Team Dirk. Wow, okay. We've got Penny Hardaway. Mix some Hardyways together. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, James Harden, Steve Nash, Larry Bird, Walt Frazier, Clyde Drexler, Dwayne Wade, Wilt Chamberlain, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard. For Team Dirk, we've got Steph Curry, Dirk, obviously, Shaq, Dominic Wilkins, KG, AI, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dr. J, John Stockton, look at that, Elvin Hayes, Joel Embiid, Russell Westbrook. Obviously, some really, really good players there. But let's go ahead and keep simulating here. Alright, so here we go. Our Jazz actually didn't do that great, but with how even everybody has been, I mean, ouch. That really hurts to see. Hurts to see really any of these guys under 500. So we actually have some people really, really close to making or not making the playoffs. But so far, the Warriors, Lakers, Rockets, and Jazz have clinched their spots. And the Jazz only 44 and 37, but enough to get the fourth place in the Western Conference. And we definitely got a few teams here that are fighting for that chance, but it does not look like the Mavericks and down are going to have a chance of making it. And for the East, kind of sad to see the Pistons didn't really work out. Walt Frazier might have done great this season, but the Knicks are still missing out of the playoffs, which really hurts. I didn't expect the Cavs, honestly, to be kind of decent. Like I said, I figured Daugherty would be really good next to Love, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got one more team trying to make it to the playoffs. It looks like it's either going to be the Bucks or the Hornets. But so far we've got the Celtics, the Raptors, the Wizards, the Bulls, the 76ers, the Pacers, and the Heat. Dwayne Wade, man, he is a leader. Didn't even go 500. They're actually just under 500 at 40 and 41. But still, it's interesting to think about. Let's go ahead and go and look at... Where is that at? I don't know where things are at on here anymore, man. They keep changing everything. Season stats? Yeah, player stats. Alright, Donovan Mitchell was actually the Jazz's leading scorer. John Stockton dishing out almost 9 assists per game, with Rudy Gobert picking up our 9.5 rebounds per game and 10 points. That's what I like to see from him. The Kings, Mitch Richmond was their leading scorer. No real shocker there. Porzingis and then Waltz. This isn't really a surprise. Shaq averaged a double-double, 17 points and 10.5 rebounds per game. We've got Penny Hardaway averaging over 19 points a game and 7.5 assists per game. That's really good to see from him. Dirk also averaging a double-double, 22.3 points per game, along with 10.5 rebounds. Dennis Smith Jr. is showing up pretty nice this season, as well as Luka Doncic. I would have liked to see more to Harrison Barnes, but I figure with prime Dirk on this team, that's honestly what the role he would have fallen into, you know? For the Nets, Dr. Dre is their leading scorer. Or Dr. J. I keep saying Dre, don't I? I don't know how I keep doing that. Dr. J. Oh my god. Okay. I should just start calling him Julius Erving all the time. I should never call him by his nickname anymore. D'Angelo Russell, not too far behind him. Karis LeVert. That's really not bad. Okay. And Alex English, this is exactly what I want to see from this team as their leading scorer. Victor Oladipo. And then Jermaine O'Neal. Tariq Evans. Anthony Davis, so close to that double-double, but chilly enough to not get it. I realize they released him, I just haven't gotten around to cutting him. And this isn't really what I was expecting for Tony Parker either. I was expecting more points and more assists. Not bad on the steals, but I feel like that could have been more too. I mean, he was, at one point, one of the greatest stealers in the game. Steve Nash dishing on 9.5 assists per game. I love seeing that. Like I said, kind of for the other one though, I think there should have been more points per game there. But, oh well. Ray Allen doing what Ray Allen does, a really good second scoring option, it looks like, on this team. KG actually only averaging 13 points a game, but also grabbing 11.5 rebounds. So definitely a good fit for them. If he's backing up the rebounds and Karl Anthony Towns is getting the points, that's what I like to see. Damian Lillard, Clyde Drexler, CJ McCollum, and Nurkic. I was kind of curious about this. It looks like, yes, DeMarcus Cousins scored 3.5 points, almost 3.5 points more than Wilt Chamberlain. But Wilt Chamberlain definitely out-rebounded him. So it is kind of interesting. I mean, you gotta think, when he's starting with such star power, with such great shooters, Wilt Chamberlain's probably just thinking, you know what, I'll take my shot when it comes up, but we'll be looking for that rebound, man. And that's actually kind of smart. That's a really good thing for the Warriors. They both averaged 16.1, which I think is really weird. Bradley Beal and John Wall. They've got Elvin Hayes. Nice double-double machine, 14.5 points per game, 11.5 rebounds per game, along with Dwight Howard underneath him. For the 76ers, AI averaging 18 a game, along with 5 assists and 2 steals. The rest of the team looking like this. We've got Giannis, and yes, I did move on over to the power forward / small forward. I just swapped up his primary and secondary, so that way he fits the team a little bit better. Sadly, his overall went down a little bit, though. But basically, this is what their team is looking like. Kareem with a monster double-double season. Also averaging 1.6 blocks per game. That's pretty nasty. But we got the Bulls. You knew it was going to be MJ as their leading scorer. Also with 2.2 steals per game. That's absurd. 6 assists per game. I mean, he's just doing everything out there. That's what MJ does. Brad Doherty doing really good out there as well. I mean, nobody on this team averaged 15 points or more a game, which is pretty insane to me, but also it screams how, well-rounded this team is. Like, they're not a really, they're they're not that great of a team. I mean, we're going to be honest, but they are very well-rounded. And we've got the Celtics, Larry Bird averaging 20 a game, along with over 9 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 1.5 steals, and half a block a game. I mean, Larry Bird's length, I think, could have went a little bit more towards this. I think he could have had more blocks per game, but I'm fine with that. Whatever he's doing, really good things out there. The Clippers, Grizzlies, and now you got Dominic Wilkins as leading scorer. Almost 8 rebounds per game, which is pretty crazy considering I put him at the shooting guard, not the small forward position. But good for him. 1.5 steals per game, 3.5 assists per game. Trae Young doing good as well. Dwayne Wade doing Dwayne Wade things. 1.5 steals per game, 5.5 assists per game, 3.5 rebounds, and 15 points. And then there's old Dwayne Wade, whose overall actually went up a little bit. I think went up 2 points. So that's kind of nice. We got Kemba as the leading scorer by Larry Johnson fitting in very nicely there. Doing a little bit of everything out there. Old Tony Parker. And we're on back to the Jazz. So let's go ahead and simulate through this last game day. And we're going to jump straight into the playoffs and the season awards. So we've got MVP Stephen Curry. With everybody added, Steph Curry and his team is stacked. Steph Curry still winning MVP is insane to me. 23 points per game, almost 4 rebounds a game, 6.5 assists, 2 steals. I mean, this dude never really gets a block, but the rest of his stats are insane. Shooting at 94% from the free throw line, 43% from 3, and 48% from the field. I mean, that's just insane to me. We got Rookie of the Year, Luka Doncic. Not really much of a surprise there. 6th Man of the Year, DeMarcus Cousins. Also not much of a surprise. I mean, if you can get a guy off your bench, it comes off a stacked bench at that. Their bench is good, too. 18.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and almost a block a game. That's dirty. That's absolutely dirty. Defensive Player of the Year, KG, and I like seeing that. Most Improved Player, Blake Griffin. You could say, yes, the Joe Dumars project didn't really work, but it worked for Blake Griffin. Did you see what he averaged earlier when I was going through that? I mean, he had a good season, a really good season. Look at what he's averaging. And Coach of the Year, no joke here. I mean, obviously, it's Steve Kerr. Here, your All-NBA first, second. Kind of surprised to see Marcus Gasol there, but shout out to him. All-NBA third team. All-Defensive first, All-Defensive second. All-Rookie first, All-Rookie second. Alright, let's go ahead and simulate the playoffs. I mean, the Jazz did shock a lot of people this season, but I think there's really no way anybody's getting past the Warriors. I think the Warriors are going to win it all. I mean, the 76ers and the Celtics are also very nice. The Jazz actually got upset in the first round. The Lakers are going to be really good, too. I think that Shaq and LeBron combo is going to be nasty. Look at what we got going on here, though. This is nice. This is really nice. Look at these 4 teams. Let's just simulate Kerr around. Are they actually going to sweep? They both swept. To me, that is insane. All 4 of those teams are absolutely phenomenal teams. And the Warriors and the Raptors both swept their competition. The Celtics got upset in the second round. So Warriors up 2-0, 3-0. Let's go ahead and simulate with Simcast. Yep, and the Warriors are going to win it. I think they're sleeping them too. So we're just going to jump in and have a little title celebration, and that'll be the end of the video. But as always, I am Dr. Marion Fluff, bringing you some more NBA 2K19 content here. So you guys want to make sure to like, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and keep tuning in for more content. But the Warriors, no surprise here, winning the NBA championship in 4 games. And it's making me play as the Raptors. I'm a little saddened by that. And I really don't think that should have been a foul, but okay. I mean, I'm really just trying to play the last little bit here so we can have our celebration. I'm not going to be hurt about any of these teams losing. And they did it on the road, too. Dirty. Dirty. Where is Wilt? I want to see Wilt. Don't tell me he's injured. It's going to ruin this if he's injured. They just won this with an injured Wilt Chamberlain. Oh, no, I think that's, no, that's Kevin Durant, isn't it? Where is he at? Am I blind? Okay, let's look at game stats here. No, he played. He played. Had 19 points and 9 rebounds. I just don't think he was in that final cutscene for whatever reason. But we did have Steph Curry, DeMarcus Cousins, Kevin Durant, Wilt Chamberlain, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Sean Livingston, Jonas Jerebko, Andre Iguodala, Jordan Bell, and others. I mean, they just gonna wipe the floor with any competition that comes in their way, and this team is absolutely insane. But like I was saying, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and find out who our Finals MVP was. They really could be anybody in their starting 5, or even DeMarcus. But, okay, it's Kevin Durant, not really a surprise there. But like I was saying, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And this is Dr. Greenfluff. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn the notification bell on because you don't miss any more of my content. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.